The parasha that passed tells us about kashrut, which includes being careful not eating worms and bugs. It says in the pasuk, Al teshaketzu et nafshotechem bekol hasheret hashoret velo titam'u bahem venitmetem bam. A person must be very careful not to eat anything that might be infested with worms. Especially in recent generations, the atmosphere and the earth have become so polluted, and everything that grows has worms and bugs. We must be very cautious in this matter. Let's see what is wrong with the following statement. The hechsher on the package isn't the best, but there is, after all, some sort of rabbinic supervision. You know what? I'm going to rely on that. There are two problems with this statement. One obvious issue is that there might be a problem with the food's kashrut, and we don't want to eat something non-kosher, even by accident. The Orach Chaim says in Parashat Vayikra, Klal Yisrael should be careful not to eat non-kosher food, not even by accident, for even by accident, a person could become impure. The second problem applies even if he guessed correctly and the food was kosher. Nevertheless, if he's lazy and he has a lax attitude, that causes him to lose his protection, because those who are cautious about using the best kashrut or kashrut symbols and don't take any chances receive siyata dishmaya, heavenly assistance, and Hashem helps him to eat only kosher always. But if a person is lax, he will lose this divine protection. The Orach Chaim says that this is indicated in the words Vehit kaddishtem vehiyitem kedoshim. As the Orach Chaim writes, Vehit kaddishtem ta'asu gedarim vesayagim lebal titam'u ubaze ani maftivchem shetihiyu kedoshim. Place safeguards and precautions that you should not become impure with non-kosher food, and I guarantee you that you will be holy and protected from eating non-kosher food. Similarly, Reb Chaim Vital Zatzal writes, regarding food one can transgress many avirot. There are the forbidden fats, chelev, blood, insects. There are also tevel and kilaim, and several other prohibitions. If a person is always careful to the best of his ability and always checks the food before he eats, Hashem will help him that the food that he eats will be kosher and he will not sin. The Be'er Maim Chaim says how people are not so careful with kashrut. He says in our generation, if someone claims that he's a shochet, people trust him right away. They don't check him out to find out who he is and if he's reliable or not. And if someone brings him wine, milk, fish, or foods that need to be checked for worms or any other food that may have a kashrut issue, people say, the person who brought this is a religious Jew, I trust him. But if someone asks for a loan, then suddenly these people are totally different people. They say, I don't trust you, I have to know who you are, I have to see if you're trustworthy, because they fear maybe they're not going to pay back. This is because money is the most important thing in the world for some people, while mitzvot are less important to them, and therefore they assume that even if it isn't perfect, it's also okay. The Be'er Maim Chaim writes that the Torah refers to Avraham Avinu as Avraham Ahuvi, Avraham who loves me. Avraham didn't love anything, only Hashem's mitzvot. Everything else paled in comparison. He permitted Eliezer to oversee his great wealth, but when it came to mitzvot, he didn't trust him. He didn't trust anyone. He wanted to make sure and do it by himself.